I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. Your session is now starting.
Grape Therapy.
Welcome to the... Hey everybody, welcome to Grape Therapy. I'm your host, Kaitlyn Bristowe, and I'll start this episode in a minute, but I wanted to tease what I talk about because it's... Honestly, I just went on a bit of a tear for I don't know how long by myself. I talk about who I went on a date with this weekend, running into Jason at Chris Harrison's wedding, what that was like, more about Chris Harrison's wedding, my Friendsgiving and the debauchery that came along with it, and I have a really good confession at the end. It's embarrassing. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you. Okay, but you're gonna knock over the wine. Oh. I love you. No, Robin's wanting to get involved. Okay, no fighting right now. Mama's working. All right. Let's settle into this PJ podcast. I'm in my PJs. I got them at Ross. Not an ad for the podcast. Anyways, okay, I'm like procrastinating because that's what I do when I'm nervous. I'm not like super nervous to do a solo dolo episode of the podcast. I'm more just like, do you guys care? Question mark. But I feel like you do because this is my podcast, so you must care a little bit. I've got some notes written down. I decided to do this because I am always interviewing other people. And so you don't really get to hear full details of my life. And, you know, I Instagram story through my day, but it's little 10-second clips here and there. So I was like, you know what? Maybe once a month I'll do a solo podcast episode, talk about what I've got going on, what I don't know, the highs and lows are right now for me, what I'm looking forward to, what's going on in my life, things that have happened. November is halfway in? What? How? But I like so much has happened in November. I've gone to a wedding. I've run into an ex. I've went on a date. I have gone to the CMAs. I high-fived Post Malone and it lingered a little too long. Too long, not long enough, if you ask me. Let's start off with what you're probably like, get to that one, Kaitlyn, and it was going on a date over the weekend. I went on a date. It was very romantic. It was very personal. It was very intimate. Her name is Kaitlyn. I took myself on a date, and let me tell you, I did some research around dating yourself, and for my single ladies out there or single humans that are watching this, I took some notes on dating yourself and why it's important, okay? Now, I've done this before. Even in relationships, I will take myself on dates. I think it's super important to do. One, it boosts my confidence because if you can go into a restaurant and say like table for one, get exactly what you want, pay for your own meal, enjoy the experience. You know, I don't know. There's something about it to me that makes me feel good. So I did some research. Let's talk about dating yourself, okay? It's important practice that involves intentionally spending quality time with yourself. So engaging in activities that bring you joy, that make you happy, doing something that you want to do, it nurtures a positive relationship with yourself. So I have a few reasons why it's important. Self-discovery. Okay. So when you spend time alone, you have the opportunity to explore your own interests, passions, desires, values. This self-discovery can help you understand yourself better and can help lead to personal growth and self-awareness. I actually pride myself on self-awareness. Now, do I nail it every time? Absolutely not. Some people listening or watching might be like, questionable, but I try to. But I honestly think it's because I enjoy spending time alone. And I process a lot of things really well when I'm by myself. So instead of distracting when I'm alone, I will take notes, journal, sit with my thoughts. I will try not to I will try not to scroll on social media, just distract myself. I really try and be present with myself. Okay, number 2, self-care, obviously. So taking time for yourself and engaging in activities that you enjoy is a form of self-care, whether that's going to get a facial, going to therapy, going to a restaurant. Like, if you think of the idea as taking yourself out on a date, what do you like to do that you would like to do on a date? Go on a picnic, go on a boat ride, go on a tour somewhere, go explore a museum, go to dinner. Whatever that is, do it yourself. I'm telling you, self-care is obviously more than just like getting your hair done, all those things. It's doing things that you want to do and being present in that moment. It kind of allows you to relax, recharge, prioritize your own well-being. It can also help reduce stress and improve your overall mental and emotional state. Okay, number 3, independence and self-reliance. This is a really important one. Taking yourself on a date allows you to kind of be comfortable in your own company and not rely on others for conversation, for happiness, for like something else that you're fulfilling. I think that's why we're on social media all the time too. We're searching for other ways to fulfill our soul instead of digging into our own thoughts, beliefs, morals, values, likes, dislikes, and self-dating just really, I don't know, it creates that independence, especially if you do it more than once. If you make it a routine, take yourself out on a date once a month. I'm telling you. And I'm just thinking like it builds a strong relationship with yourself. Go wine, dine, and I don't think you can 69 yourself, but wine, dine, and have a good time. I don't know. Just take yourself out on dates and kind of build that relationship with yourself. Give yourself that nurturing, caring, loving relationship. Treat yourself the way you would want either to be treated or treat somebody else. And I just think it can lead to a lot of self-love and acceptance if you really, it's a practice. Going on dates is a practice. Going on dates with yourself is a huge practice for self-love and acceptance and building that strong foundation with you. I'm obsessed with this. Okay, setting boundaries and prioritizing. So when you prioritize dating yourself, you set a boundary and make yourself a priority. And I don't think we do that enough. I don't think we as human beings prioritize ourselves enough. We're taught that it's selfish. We're taught that, you know, you got to be always searching for the next best thing when, hello, it's right in front of you. You are the only you out there, and you might as well get to know that person. This kind of helps you establish a healthy boundary in other relationships and ensures that you are not neglecting your own needs and desires. Because if you have ever been in a relationship where you lose yourself, and I think a lot of us have done that, you never want to feel that way again. So overall, I took myself on a date and I really thought about it and I really did some research and I jotted down notes about how important it is for self-acceptance, for cultivating self-love, for building that strong foundation with you. I mean, we all say it all the time that the most important thing you can do in your life is love yourself before letting someone else love you or being able to love somebody else. So how do you do that? You take yourself out on a damn date. And then after you look in a mirror and you go, no, I'm just kidding. Well, you can if you want. Anyways, let's get back into me being Steven Glansberg. And if you don't get that reference, just Google it. I am Steven Glansberg on this podcast, and I am Steven Glansberg in my dating life right now, sitting by myself. Anyways, there's been a lot going on, like I said, in this past month. And so I thought I would start it off. Well, no, I already did. We're like 30 minutes in. You're like, that's actually enough now. Kaitlyn, you talked about dating yourself for this full podcast. Okay, let's talk about The Golden Bachelor. Last night I got into bed around, I don't know, 11 p.m. and I really wanted to watch an episode of The Golden Bachelor. I keep hearing about how, do I have wine lips? I keep hearing about how emotional that Women Tell All was, and I cannot tell you how inspired I am from this show. Not like I'm senior citizen status, which apparently is like 55 according to my mom. I don't know. I'm 38. I'm extremely young. I'm a geriatric pregnancy in medical terms, but I'm still in my 30s. But I'm inspired because I think my whole life I have been taught by either my mom, but bless you, mom, because it's not, this doesn't make you a bad person, and society and other women. There's even AI out there right now about what, you know, women should look like at certain ages. And if they don't, like, here's a robot for you. But I never saw on television shows, in magazines, social media, women who are living their best lives, thriving in their 50s, in their 60s, in their 70s. We are all taught and shown that, like, once you're a certain age, it's game over. You know, you lose your libido, your body isn't what it used to be. Your eggs aren't doing what they were supposed to do. And it's like you're meant to be or feel like a failure. You feel almost set up for failure after 40 just because what we've been taught. So Bachelor, Golden Bachelor, I'm like, they're still making out. They're still falling in love. They're still flirting. They're still going on these crazy dates. These women are empowering each other. The friendships that have come out of it. It's like your life is not over until it's over. Why are we acting like your life is over if you turn a certain age when your life is over when you die? So you either fear age or you fear the alternative, which is death. And I'd rather fear death than aging. So I'm really trying to shift my perspective, and the Golden Bachelor is helping me with that. I mean, I just thought it was so cool to hear. I just thought it was so cool to hear the women just talk about, you know, being able to fall in love again. You know, we act like we've all gone through such hard things in life in our young years. And I mean, a lot of us have, but some of these people have been married for 30, 40 plus years. Gary was married for how long? Lost his wife, and he's out there being the bachelor at the age of 72. And these women are falling in love. Like, why do we do this to ourselves? I'm obsessed with this season. I think there needs to be more out there for us to watch and look up to about getting excited to get older. These women know who they are. They've lived plenty of lives and they're confident and they know who they are, and it's cool to look up to. So I look up to these women, and I think that's been like my favorite part of The Golden Bachelor. Wella Professional's new line, Ultimate Repair, is the most premium line to date, and it was developed with over 140 years of experience and research to deliver the very best. The Miracle Hair Rescue repairs hair in only 90 seconds. This luxury product has rich textures and floral scents. It's designed for all hair types and textures. It's the perfect leave-in spray treatment that everyone can benefit from, truly. The key ingredients, AHA and omega-9, rebuild the hair bonds inside the strands and replenish the outside barrier of damaged hair. And I'll say it again, it only takes 90 seconds. After I wash my hair, I just sprayed the Ultimate Repair Miracle Hair Rescue all over my wet hair. I do it about 10 to 12 times, and then I just wait 90 seconds before styling, and that's it. This allows the product to work its magic all day. There's no rinsing. I literally blow dried my hair the other day and it looked like I went to a professional to get it blown out. I can't get over it. It really is a miracle. Only 90 seconds, you guys. Even I have time for that. And it works magic all day, repairing any damage to my hair. And if you saw my stories on Instagram before the CMA Awards, you saw the results. It's incredible. And you can try the Ultimate Repair Miracle Hair Rescue with 10% off travel size on Amazon by using promo code 10VINE. We could talk about Gary all day long, but I saw him at the CMAs, and let's talk about the CMAs. I saw Gary at the CMAs, and the man is 72, okay? He's a youthful 72, but the chivalry that this man shows. We were sitting at the CMAs, great seats, by the way, and Gary came over to say hi, and he is getting bombarded by women all over the CMAs. I'm talking bombarded. And I'm looking around and I'm going, Gary, where's your security? He goes, I don't have security. And I'm like, oh, right. He can't even make it to like say hi to the next person, which makes me happy, number one, because it shows that the ratings are doing great for that show, which means maybe we will get more, I don't know, shows, series, movies, articles where we, you know, get excited about aging. But he took a knee. I was sitting on the chair and it was a commercial break and we're talking, and then they go, you know, 30 seconds to come back from commercial break, and they're counting down. And I was like, oh, you sit here. Like, I'll take a knee. No, he would not let me. He goes, absolutely not, Kaitlyn. I will not let you sit. No, you sit down, please. And he is what you think he is. You know, you watch the show and you go, you know, we can all admit that editing is a real thing. We can all see that a villain might not be a villain. A great person might show up on the beaches of paradise and be a complete douche canoe. But Gary is what you think he is. Sweet, wholesome, a gentleman, funny, cute, all the things. And you know why? Because he's lived. Because he's 72 and all we do is get better. I love myself today more than I've ever loved myself, and yet I fear aging. Don't make no sense. Make it make sense. So seeing Gary in the audience at CMA is highlight of my month. First person I run into on the red carpet. Now here's the thing. I can't decide if I'm humble or talking to myself like I'm a piece of shit. I don't know which one it is, but I showed up late to the red carpet, and you know, sometimes I'm like, I don't really have any business being here. I'm not promoting anything. I don't have a song out right now. I was on TV so many years ago. Like, you know, I'm like, what am I doing here? But I'm going to take the invite if it comes my way. And did I get an invite? I think I asked to go. Anyways, I should have been on the early carpet, you know, with the people that are just going there to get their photo on the red carpet. No, I showed up late. The traffic was insane. And you know the saying, fake it till you make it? That's what I did. I walked on this carpet and I was standing with Little Big Town, Post Malone, Keith Urban, Nicole Kidman, all these incredible artists, actors that, you know, A-list. And I'm Judy. That's what I did. I was literally like, but I was acting like I belonged. So really I wasn't like, I was like, Posty, what up, bro? You know me, Kaitlyn Bristowe. No. But I saw him in line and I was like, so what he was doing was Post Malone had a red Solo cup, very on brand. He put it on his head and he was balancing. And I have proof of this, but that's my party trick. So 8 years ago when I came off the show, Jillian Harris and I went to a Kenny Chesney concert, and I was very overwhelmed with the attention I was getting, because I literally have gone from like a small town girl to overnight people recognizing me, and it gave me a lot of anxiety. And even though everyone was lovely, I was just getting overwhelmed. And Jillian was like, you just got to have fun with it. Balance a cup on your head, take some photos. And that ended up being my party trick. So when I saw Posty, my boy, doing the trick, I was like, that's my party trick. And Alicia, bless you, was she was my date to the CMAs. And so she had her camera going. And I just walked right up to him, look, and I said, hey, that's my party trick. He goes, oh, you could balance one on your head? And I went, yeah. And he goes, well, how many can you do? And I went, well, just one. I don't know. I haven't tried anything else than just one. And he goes, oh, yeah. And then he introduced himself. His name's Austin. Who knew? Thought it was Post. Last name Malone. His name's Austin. Lovely human. Just like a down-to-earth, fun, sweet, so easy to talk to, normal guy. You know, you put 8 face tats on and all of a sudden people have this, I don't know. My niece told me, she was like, I'm scared. And I was like, no, he's the nicest guy ever. You're just scared because you're not used to seeing people with face tattoos on them. Jelly Roll, his speech, look it up if you haven't. Another face tat friend. And that's when I did this. I was like, I need to show Post Malone I have teardrops tattooed on my fingers. Now, is it as ballsy as on my face? No. But it's still funny. So I was like, I got to show him. And I put it up there and he said, you're a badass. And then we high-fived for at least 42 seconds. And that was the day that Kaitlyn and Post Malone started dating. What? Just kidding. I'm pretty sure he's engaged and has like a baby, either a baby or a baby on the way. I'm not sure. But Posty, if you're watching. Yeah, right. He didn't even see my DM. I slid into his DMs. Not in a flirty way. I was just like, so great meeting you. Do you want to put your P in my V? Just kidding. I didn't say that. Okay, so Post Malone, fun. Nicole Kidman, what a vision. That woman walks into a room and you're like, star quality. Main character energy. She's a bad little bitch. She a rebel. She was so good. Oh my God. Not good. Just like her presence was a vibe. It was everything. She's got the riz. Is that what they say? She's got the riz. She's got riz. Fuck, I don't know. Anyways, Apparently, I also went on Sirius XM radio on the highway and just told everyone I give out PR boxes like candy on Halloween. I don't know. I don't know. I blacked out. Sometimes I go on something and if it's live, I'm like, what did I just say? Apparently, I went on the highway. Sirius XM was like, they were like, oh, Spade and Sparrow's your wine. Actually, you know what really happened? Be honest, Kaitlyn. If I'm being honest. They go, yeah, you're on live right now. I was like, we're live on highway? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, Kaitlyn, don't say anything stupid. Shameless plug, Spade and Sparrow's wine, blah, blah, blah. And they go, where can people get it? And I was like, here and here. And then the one girl goes, I've always wanted to try it. I was like, I'll just give you a PR box. And I send them out all the time. I send them out to everyone. And then Spade and Sparrows called me and my team goes, did you tell people that you just give out Spade and Sparrows all the time? Because we were getting an obnoxious amount of DMs about getting free Spade and Sparrows. I was like, I don't remember. I hadn't even had a drink at that point. Did I want to take Post Malone's cup and chug it and see what was in it? Yes. Did I do it? No. I would like to know. I think it was beer. I think it was just beer. Anyways, beer, wine, food. How do I transition? I want to talk about Friendsgiving. There was beer and wine. No, just transition, Kaitlyn. Friendsgiving. Do you guys do Friendsgiving? I want to know. I want to know if you do Friendsgiving. I love hosting. I love having people get together. I love playing games. I love every aspect of hosting a get together. I love hanging out with good friends. I have found such a good group of girlfriends here in Nashville. Guy friends too, but this was more of a girls' night. It's just one of my favorite holidays. We do Thanksgiving in October in Canada, so doing it in the States, I'm like, I don't really have family here. I, usually would go to Jason's over the last however many years, and I got a little sad this year because I was like, what am I going to do for Thanksgiving? Host a Friendsgiving. Those are my chosen family. My friends are my chosen family, which I know a lot of you can probably relate to. And going into the holidays, I think it's important to remember who your chosen family is and not get so down on if you don't have a great relationship with your family. But it's so fun to get your friends together, enjoy some really good food. We had so much fun. My mouth waters thinking about the food that we had. Everything we had. I'm going to break it down for you because my mouth's literally watering. Get inspired, okay? So snacks to start. We had a charcuterie board. Cheese. Oh, I love the cheese plate with some pickles, honey, some sort of jam. Delicious. We had veggies and this whipped feta dish. Don't sleep on freaking cantaloupe, okay? I'm usually like, that's the cheap stuff that they just put in all the fruit bowls at like cheap hotels or flights or airports where it's like, here, have some grapes and some really crunchy, dry cantaloupe. No. Find some in-season cantaloupe. Melon, you put mint, sea salt, chives, and rosemary, and a little bit of thyme, I think. I think that's what was on it. I don't know. I usually don't go for the melon, but this was heaven. And a little bit of olive oil. Like I saw it on the plate and I went, I don't know about that. I had a bite. I didn't want anyone else to touch it. I wanted it all for myself. It was delicious. Anyways, I can't take credit for it. It was the hot chef. We had a hot chef. We had a hot chef come into the house and cook. Shout out to Placemat. It was insane. I don't want to focus too much on his appearance because he also was a very sweet, kind man. But one of my girlfriends came into my room. I was getting ready. She comes in. She goes, the chef is hot. I was like, yeah, right. I walked out. I'm like, you sure about that? You sure are. He was hot. He was so nice. He was from Wisconsin. All around great guy. And he could cook, obviously. And he cleaned up everything, put everything in Tupperware. Anyways, it was amazing. Okay, for the main meal, we had turkey, obviously. Mac and cheese, Brussels sprouts, cornbread. The best part about Thanksgiving is the leftovers. Big thanks to Primal Kitchen because they sponsored my Friendsgiving. I can't tell you how much that added to the food. So they have this cranberry mayo. I put on my leftover turkey sandwich. I actually think I made a video on how simple it was. Cranberry mayo. I love anything sauce. I also love anything mayo. Cranberry mayo with turkey on a bun. Heat it up a little bit so it's just warm. It was like a little bit of sweet mixed with savory and just, yes. So I usually order Primal Kitchen online. My fridge is actually stocked, but it's also at Sprouts and Whole Foods as well. It's so good. It's just go, honestly, do research, look it up, Google it, and then go buy it. It's a quality above the rest. So anyways, I could talk about food this whole episode, but let's talk about how much fun the rest of the night was, because I just love, there's something about Spade and Sparrows. Hold on. Excuse me. There's something about having, Spade and Sparrows at the table, good food, hot chef, primal kitchen, games, friends, all in one room. And we went around the table and we shared what we were thankful for. And I thought this was really cool because every one of us is kind of in our later 30s or getting to that next phase of life where we cherish friendships so much. The relationships that you have in your life, especially around the holidays, it doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to be toxic. You can really choose your family at this point in life. And it was so cool to go around the table and just hear how everybody valued the friendships that we have, how we all feel so comfortable to be ourselves around each other, how we all just laugh, like belly laugh from the gut. I was going to say pee our pants a little, but Alicia, I'm sorry, I'm calling you out. Alicia peed her pants a lot. And that was, we started forgive me for this. We started a new little game where we guess Alicia's fart. Okay. I bought a harmonica so that I could be like, and she'd be like I try and guess the tune of her fart. And look, I know Ian sat me down on the season of The Bachelorette and said that I'm shallow, I'm surface level, and I was only here for fart jokes, and he was not wrong. But does that mean I wasn't successful? He was also right. I am single. But does that mean I'm not where I want to be in life? Yes, I am. So shout out to farts and a good sense of humor. Back to Alicia peeing her pants. She'd be like, okay, guess my fart. And I'd run and get my harmonica and try and guess. And she'd really push one out. And one time she peed. And she said, I peed a little. And she changed her pants. And she brought out her pants. And she went, I peed a lot. It was a lot. Anyways, that kind of friendship where you laugh so hard that you actually fully pee your pants, not just a little pee, where you play games. We played Quiplash. If you haven't played, please do. We played another one called Incoherent, where you have to hold up a card. And it's kind of like Mad Gab back in the day where, I don't know if I have an example, but it's just a hilarious game. Look it up. And then we wrapped it up with Macarena to Britney Spears. Do you know that the Macarena goes to any song? Any song. We did to Toxic. Who let the dogs out? That just came to me. Who let the dogs out? Who? Whatever. Whatever. It goes to every song. I also said, Alexa. Sorry for anyone who has an Alexa out there. Drop me a beat. It went with that. Okay, do you ever feel tightness in your tummy sitting in rush hour traffic, or you get like the sick to your stomach feeling before a big presentation? I have an answer for you. It's because of your gut, not your brain. Your gut is responsible for your stress response. So to manage stress and feel calm and in control, you have to give your gut what it needs to thrive. Personally, I've been using this for a few months now. I trust Just Thrive Probiotic because it helped me manage my stress, and it's recommended by some of the biggest names in the health industry. It's an absolute game changer for helping you sidestep gas, bloat, constipation, or bad gas, sue me. And it's been shown to help flip the switch on stress so you can feel confident and in control. And just for that next level stress management, I pair the probiotic with Just Thrive's breakthrough formula, Just Calm, filled with ingredients that have been clinically proven to do the almost unimaginable, reduce perceived stress, improve sleep quality and energy, even encourage better focus and flow. What more could you truly need? The Just Thrive Probiotic and Just Calm make the perfect 1-2 punch to beat stress before it beats you. So be sure to listen to the Good Gut Health episode from back in December 21st and learn even more about Just Thrive. So right now you can save 20% off this dynamic duo bundle of Just Thrive Probiotic and Just Calm when you go to justthrivehealth.com and use code VINE at checkout. And while you're there, be sure to check out all their other research-based gut and immune health products, all with bottom of the bottle guarantee. So make this year the year you take control of your health with Just Thrive. Wow. I think I have wine lids and messy hair. This is, you know what? It the real me. I be pooping. What's that? The Office? I be pooping. That's how it be like. I forget. I don't want to butcher The Office, which I think I just did. Anyways, Chris Harrison's wedding. We made him give a toast at the end, and, you know, everybody had been having cocktails and dancing, and he goes, cheers to all of you suckers for showing up after I've been fully supportive of all your heartbreaks. It was something so funny like that. Anyways, Chris and Lauren's wedding. I haven't seen Chris well, actually saw him at the Kentucky Derby, and, you know, we've been through some things as friends, and I adore him. I adore Lauren. I am in awe of their love. And it really actually made me hopeful because, again, I feel sometimes a lot of shame for failed relationships. And I got to stop looking at it like that because it really, of course, it is a quote unquote fail when a relationship doesn't work, when you think you're going to spend the rest of your life with someone. And now this has happened to me twice. But I also need to give myself credit for being brave to choose my happiness, myself, what I think I need, deserve, what I think he needs and deserves. It actually is a really brave and beautiful thing. Lauren and Chris's love gives me a lot of hope because they're both on their second marriage, and the kind of authentic, joyful connection these two have, you know, they don't want to do it, you know, wrong again the second time, but it's like they had found actually their soulmates. And Lauren's speech was so special. I think she posted it on Instagram, but she, you know, doesn't like to use those cliche terms or over romanticize things, but she looked up the definition of soulmate, and the way she described Chris was exactly what a soulmate is. And I know that that's what she is to him. And it was a really beautiful, intimate ceremony. And then the way that we tore up the dance floor after was bananas. But let's rewind to the night before because, you know, I was staying at a hotel. I asked Jade and Ashley and Tristan, I'll go for a drink. So I went down to meet them in the lobby, and I thought Jason was at the other hotel, but he was at this one, and they grabbed me like good friends, and they go, all right out this way. And I was like, what? And they're like, well, Jason's sitting at the bar. And I was like, that's okay. Like, I know this is really, it's weird. You know, it's awkward to see somebody and you don't know how to approach a breakup when you see them, because it wasn't about us. It was about Chris and Lauren. It was about a wedding. It was about a beautiful love story, and it wasn't about us. And we are both mature adults that know that. So we just kind of text each other and said, like, I was like, hey, do you want to send the server out because this drink is taking a while? And he's like, should we just Uber together? You know, there's a couple jokes, break the ice. We went to Chris and Lauren's house the night before the wedding, got together with a big bachelor group of people. And I just loved seeing everyone. I hadn't seen Colton in a while. I met his husband, who was just lovely. It was really good to reconnect with Colton as his authentic self. I see a huge difference in who he is. And I know there's a lot of craziness that went on in his life, but it was really good to see him happy. It was just really good to see everybody reconnect, laugh, have all this like weird common ground, you know, of the weird world that we're all from. And just seeing Chris and Lauren again, just so excited to marry each other. It was really special. It was really special. So anyways, so many people were there. I'm sure you guys have all seen the photos and videos and footage now, but we really had a good time at that wedding. It was just, you know, the best barbecue, the best drinks. I was surprised that Chris Harrison leaned into Bachelor theme. Roses everywhere. Cocktail was called Not a Bachelor Anymore, or A Bachelor No More. It was so fun. I saw some old friends, some old producers, some old, and by old, I mean, you know, like from Chris Soule's season of The Bachelor. And it was just so much fun. I caught up with everybody and it just went better than expected. You know, you just don't know how stuff like that is going to go. And I think the important lesson that I learned is holding on to anger and bitterness and assumptions from the internet, rumors. That's going to really get to both of us. But to just see each other, Jason and I, we're like, this isn't about us. Let's just have fun. It was the healthiest ex conversation I've ever had. And it just let go of a lot of anger and resentment. And I think we both just really want the other person to be happy at the end of the day. And it's like, wow, how mature. So sorry it wasn't more dramatic, but I feel like maybe that's the best case scenario. Also, I got back and I was feeling inspired for just like being a happier, better person, not letting noise get in the way, because again, if you let noise get in the way, you're allowing lies, rumors, people who don't know you to affect your life. And how toxic is that? So I came back and I felt really inspired to just really forgiving of myself, of other people, and really align and in tune with the people that matter, and most importantly, myself. So I got a massive, I wish I could turn this camera around right now, massive, it's halfway up my wall, whiteboard to do a vision board. And we did categories of, you know, how I want to entertain, inspire, community, starting the book club, like wanting to do more of giving back. Like I got really inspired to hone in on what I want to do with my life and what matters and the legacy I want to live and what actually makes me happy and brings me joy and how I can bring that to my community, which is you guys. So I got really excited and really inspired. I want to work on some new music. I've got 2 writing sessions coming up. I really want to do a podcast tour so I can see all of you. I saw Call Her Daddy doing all these shows and I'm like, I miss doing a tour. I want to meet and hang and see all of you that listen at home and bring that experience to different cities and go to places I've never been. And yeah, there's so many places I want to go on a podcast tour. Nothing's finalized yet, but it is happening. It is happening. It's all in the works right now. So hoping to do about 6 different locations. And I want to do like a girls' night theme. You can be any gender. You can be whoever the hell you want to be and come to this. But like almost like a slumber party. I don't know. I want some sort of slumber party vibes of like really connecting with, like I said earlier, with the Friendsgiving, choosing your family. Like I don't get to handpick all of you who come and listen to this podcast, but you're handpicking me. And I don't think you know how much that matters to me and how much I wish I could just give back to each and every one of you for choosing to listen to me rant for the last hour, however long I've been doing this. It's just, I'm so excited, and I don't want to tell you exact dates and when, but a tour is coming. And I think if I think about what I am the most excited for, it would definitely be to just honestly connect and see you guys, bring you all in one room. I know my vinos. I've been on tour before. I've been doing this for years, and your energy in a room is so electric and inspiring, and it's so full of joy and love and authenticity that I've never looked forward to a live podcast tour more than I am right now. I think the more into my career I get, the more into my age I get, the more into myself I really tune into, the more I appreciate you guys, the people, the community that we've all built together. I appreciate you all the time, but it feels like every year, every month that I do this, I really take a step back and think about what matters to me, and it's the community that I've built. And community to me means like I want to meet you. I want to be in the same room as you. I want to see your faces. I want to connect. And I just know the magic that happens when Off the Vine goes on tour. So I'm really excited about that. Also really focus on Spade and Sparrows, getting it everywhere to you guys. It's so funny because you have this vision about where you're supposed to be in life, and that always leads to disappointment if you're not doing it. And I need to not do that. I want to not do that, by the way. This life coach guru that I've been talking to, she says, you always say you need to do this, but I know you want to. So I'm switching need to want. I want to start approaching what I'm doing with so much intention that I go, Kaitlyn, you were overworking yourself. You were burning the candle. You were burning the stick. whatever you were doing, you were burning at both ends. My relationship with myself was not being at the forefront. I was always like, well, I'll do this to her and I'll do this. And then I got to do this. And then I felt like I was kind of not putting my best foot forward with podcasting and my wine. And those are the two things I really have wanted to focus on business wise. And so moving forward, I'm like, I have done so much and I need to enjoy where I'm at. Because if I pictured a perfect life for myself, it would be just to be building my community with you guys, with Off the Vine, having important conversations, spending time with golden retrievers, with my babies, focusing more on the business side of Spade and Sparrows, learning more, growing that more. And I'm literally doing those three things. And I need to appreciate how hard I've worked to get here. And just because maybe I'm not as busy as I used to be, doesn't mean I'm not doing the right thing. So I'm really excited about Spade and Sparrows because I think together we can do it. I know the power of this community and I know that we can really get Spade and Sparrows to go national. It's really spreading through Targets across the country. And every time I see you tagging, like, I feel like you're, what is the word? Brand ambassadors. I feel like you're my brand ambassadors. And every time I see you tag, repost, share, going to the store and showing Spade and Sparrows on the shelves, like I could cry and I just want to reshare everything. And it's just so cool. And for New Yorkers out there, I'll be coming to New York in December for a bottle signing. So December 7th, bottle signing. Mark your calendars and please come see me. I will tell you more on my social media. And yeah, I'm really working on a few things, being intentional, being present, and appreciating where I'm at and not letting the noise of people that want to drag me get in. And I love that. I'm not always going to do the right thing. I'm not always going to please everybody. I'm not a people pleaser. Sometimes I try to be, but at the end of the day, I'm not. And I kind of need to remember that's who I am. I rock the boat. I ruffle some feathers, and the intention is not to ever be destructive or mean or terrible. It's to be authentic. And I just have to remember that my intentions are good. Okay. I've got a confession for you to end the podcast. I've got a really funny confession. I am embarrassed about this one. I am embarrassed. I don't get embarrassed easily. I'm hungry. Okay, no, I'm distracting myself. Okay. My cleaning lady. I don't want to just call her a cleaning lady. She is now a friend. She is my dog sitter, house sitter. She loves these dogs like they're her own. She's amazing. And she cleans my house every once in a while. I'm a healthy person, okay? I like to eat healthy. I like to indulge. I'm taking these off. I like to indulge. I love McDonald's. I love wine. But through the week, I love to lift weights. I love to eat healthy. I love to sleep well. Work hard, play hard is what I should name a memoir that I will write one day. That's on the vision board. Okay. So a lot of times when I come home from a workout, I have protein shakes and I will either grill something or make a salad or boil eggs. And that's usually what I'm doing when I come home. When Rachel's here, my lovely, I don't even like calling her a cleaning lady. I feel like she's more to me than that. But protein will give you the toots. There's a really fancy name, actually. Let me look into this. Yes. The fancy medical term for stinky toots is flatulence with malodorous odor. Malodorous. Yeah. I don't know. I swear since COVID, sometimes I'll have gas where I'm like, who died? So anyways, she was done cleaning this one bathroom. And so I went in there. I didn't even go to the bathroom. I literally just let out some flat tires. Silent toot. And I was like, okay, whatever. She's not even on the side of the house anymore. But I didn't know she was in the garage. And she comes back inside the house, and she walks by, and I'm literally in the kitchen slicing cucumber. No smell in a cucumber, not even anything close. She walks in, and Alicia, podcast producer, and my assistant Maggie are all in there. And she goes, "You boiling eggs again in here? You boiling eggs?" And she walks in, I'm just slicing cucumbers. And I went, no. And she goes, "Well, what? It smells like eggs." She was like, every time I come in here, you're boiling eggs. And I was like, oh, I was thinking about it though. So that's really weird. But earlier that week, she had told me that ever since she quit smoking, she gets phantom smells. So I was like, that phantom nose of yours getting you again. Blame it on her. Your silly little nose. I'm just slicing a cucumber, you weirdo. No, I fully farted in the bathroom, and it was, you know when they say silent but deadly? Hit me. That was another thing I learned from the Golden Bachelor. Own your farts. I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. Your session is now ending.
And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't mind a rating and review.